Afternoon, good afternoon. Okay, good afternoon. Welcome. This beautiful place, the reason we're back here is because, right, good afternoon people at home, good afternoon people here. Okay, I'm going to ask if you're near, can you not make any noise? If you want to go and talk to protesters, you can do that. But, you know, I never ever negotiate with tantruming children. They get phased out in silence. Hello. Okay, I can't even see myself, which is a blessing. So let's just do that. Okay. Right. So, you on YouTube? Okay. I got assaulted already. I got water sprayed at me, which could have been anything, quite frankly. But I've got glitter on my top, so trousers. So it's all good. So if it's your first time here today, welcome. I like to start with a little something, which is a song, and all you have to know is the word that you're looking for at the end is her. Okay? So, what a day this has been, what a rare mood I'm in. Oh, it's almost like being a child. Oh, it's like music to my ears. Okay, so this is how it works. Normally we don't have these lunatics behind us, but they are more than welcome to help peak the rest of Hyde Park. And after dealing with Antifa in New York and in Philadelphia and in Chicago, where they are properly deranged, fully grown adults with serious psychological issues, I don't know, I left room for breakfast, let's just say that. So the way it works here is there's no hierarchy, there's no order, there is no topic off limits. We would ask you to stick to the law, please do not incite violence at all. But we would say to you that whatever you feel like you need to say, that you've been dying to say for such a long bloody time, and you feel that you can't talk about it at home, you can't talk about it at work, you can't say it to your extended family, this is a place that you can say it. I promise you will feel liberated. Just the fact that you've made it here today, which I'm so delighted about. You can just turn to the person next to you, you can say things like, women don't have penises, and they'll go, why are you telling me? I'm right here. You can say men that don't have vaginas, you can say the word breast, and know that it doesn't mean some bizarre concoction of hormones on a male torso. You can talk about vaginas and vulvas and not feel even the slightest blemish upon your face. And you can say that transitioning children is abuse. And now, Susie Green! Let me just be really serious about this for a moment, and I'm gleeful. I am gleeful that this woman, I believe, is on the road to her comeuppance. And along with her are the legacy of children's broken bodies and tortured minds and souls. But at the centre of everything she did was her son Jack. And it may well be that he has finally realised what's been done to him. So I would like us all, whenever we're gleeful about that woman, if we can stick to her and maybe leave him alone, because I have no idea what that would feel like if not only you find out that your mother has enabled the most horrific things done to you, but that you were sold the idea that it was your idea. So I would just like us to hold very tightly with everything we do about our celebration about Susie Green. It's just to remember this little boy that was subjected to homophobic bullying by his father, and then a mother who took it her life's work to try and justify the harm she'd done to him. So anyway, but just one more time, Susan Green is about to get into muffins. And let me just tell those rats, we know every last one of you. We know every last one of you. We know every one of you that was silent. We know every one of you that was complicit by your silence. And we know every single one of you who was actually active in subjecting children to this absolute horror freak show that is transgenderism. So, don't let me take the microphone. Please don't take it from me. I will give you the microphone. If I go off, I'm going to have a really indiscreet conversation with someone and it'll be on YouTube. So please help me not do that. So, trans rights are under attack. So what we do, come and stop women from talking. Okay, so who would like to break their own silence and speak at Speaker's Corner? Who would like to go first? Come on then, Jan.
Happy Susie Green Day!
Yay!
Well, I did go for her. Very appropriate. We're doing such a wonderful job thanks to people like you who are here, especially people for the first time, speaking out, telling the truth. We all know what a load of shower these ones are. Their mother doesn't know they're out and they haven't got the guts to take off any of their masks. I want us to move on. We're winning on this one. Surrogacy is the new trans. We're asked to be kind, we're asked to be surrogates, we're asked to provide babies and traffic children, and it's not a good idea. In the Ukraine, where surrogacy is huge, there are orphanages full of children who were not collected after surrogacy. Because if you don't fancy the baby that you bought, you know, no one forces you to accept it. It's not like hospital where they shove it in your arms and say, take that one home, darling, and you do and you get on with it. It's different, it's child trafficking. There have been 2 new findings on surrogacy reported on the media lately. One is we've had our first recorded death from ovarian hyperstimulation syndrome. This is what they do to you when they're collecting eggs. They stimulate your ovaries so they produce far more eggs than they naturally would do. And somebody has died of it recently. That'll get buried because no statistics are kept on surrogacy. No one's doing nice studies to find out who dies from this, who dies from what, who has a good outcome. Nobody's doing it. We need to be doing those studies. So somebody's died from ovarian hyperstimulation syndrome. And there's been a statistical study which you might go, good, but actually it quantifies how much more dangerous surrogacy pregnancies are. We all know that they're more risky. This study quantifies how much more likely you are to need a cesarean, how much more likely you are, lots of negative outcomes that we really try and avoid in pregnancies. And some of these risks are 20, 30 and more %. So it's not just a case of it's a little bit more dangerous, it's a lot more dangerous. And we have statistics to back it up. So when you're sitting there gloating because we won this fight, think about surrogacy and get active on that as well. Thank you very much.
Okay, so who's next? Let's keep pressing on. This is your. Come on. Is this your first time?
I have to talk about the GRA, and there's a petition out to repeal the GRA. So I just want to talk about that a little bit. The GRA is the Gender Recognition Act. So when the GRA was enacted into law, it was expected that very few people would actually need it. At that time, they assumed only about 4,000 to 5,000 people would use it. So it was assumed that it would not cause too many issues. Now, several estimate that there are about 200,000 to 500,000 people identifying as something under the trans umbrella, whatever that means. No one knows how many men, especially women, or how many LGBTs. So the GRA is a safeguarding knife. So it constantly educates men about the safety of children and women. The law has run roughshod over our national safeguarding standards. This is still the case despite the government's decision not to proceed with self-ID. The red flags are glaringly obvious when you know what they look like. We see and observe the dire impact that the GRA has had on the maintenance of sex and age-based safeguards in the UK. With women as the majority in ways of caring are more easily attuned to risk prevention. We know that almost anyone can present a risk to a balanced person, but it's far likely to be a man who commits sexual or violent offences. Allowing men to hide their sex is the worst safeguarding fail imaginable. Safeguarding is about managing risk, and men, yes, we know not all of them present risk. The most vulnerable people in our society are women and prisoners. Yes, prisoners. Women having to actually go in prison with sex offenders, identify as women. It's a safeguarding fail. We have seen many abuse scandals in the UK, and the common denominator in all of them is always a failure to safeguard or apply safeguarding protocols without fear of failure. The GRA undermines safeguarding in a particularly insidious way. We are tired of hearing about how these failures lead to atrocities, and we want to see safeguarding front and centre in public policy. Damage has already been done, and it's time to repair the damage already done, but we are determined to continue speaking up until the UK has restored safeguarding to its rightful place. So the argument to repeal the GRA. Gender dysphoria remains a disputed diagnosis with a poor evidence base. Law should not be based on such flimsy grounds, especially if they negatively impact women and girls. Many negative impacts on women and girls were not properly considered or scrutinized when this law was created. It's time to get real.
It's better. Just now, it's better.
Our reasons are many, and here are some of the limited to this. Many negative impacts of women and girls were not properly considered or scrutinized. Sex and gender have been confused in the draft of the GRA. Human beings cannot change sex, and the law should not pretend that they actually can. Legal documents such as birth certificates are a matter of record and should not be changed. Single-sex exemptions in the Equality Act. Okay. Single-sex exemptions in the Equality Act of 2010, which protect women's rights to privacy, dignity, and safety, have been weakened by the sex-gender confusion. Sex makes legal safeguards should never be undermined by other laws. It's a regressive law for women. Sex refers to our reproductive class. Humans are female or male. There is no third sex. Gender is the systematic oppression of women based on stereotypes. So we cannot actually define gender properly, because it's basically, I'm from South Africa, and this is a very much third gender in Africa, no matter what the fuck they tell you in the language. So basically, by saying that, we identify as a gender, we're saying that women identify into an oppressed class, and we choose this oppression. So the final case is, please sign the petition to repeal the GRA, spread it around to your friends. We've already had the petition from Sex Matters about clarifying the Equality Act, and the next step is to repeal the GRA. There's more info on the website, but please sign the petition and share it around. And in a final case, I just want to talk about what has come out about J.K. Rowling this week. A lady who is a journalist for Pink News has spent 3 months researching and can find nothing that J.K. Rowling has said that's transphobic. And I want to thank you, Kellie-Jay, for listening.
Thank you. I'm obsessed with you lovely people, if you can hear it, because I've just changed the settings. That's worse. If anyone's techie, I would love you to tell me what the hell I'm doing wrong. iPhone, microphone, wireless go. Can you not hear me? Pigs in space. Much better, much better. Right, sounds even worse. Is that not better? Is that better?
We can hear you.
Right, there's no amplification allowed here at all. So you yeah, so this is okay.
Yeah, no amplification is allowed. Obviously.
Okay, right, so if you want people here to hear you, you have to be really loud. Hello. I've seen you for ages. Hi. Okay, so sometimes turfs from the beginning just pop up again. So lovely. Okay, so just to reiterate, just for those over there, women don't have penises! Women don't have penises! Women don't have penises! There's no such thing as a trans child! Non-binary is nonsense! Non-binary is nonsense! And you will let women speak! And you will let women speak! I love the fact that now they're saying they can't hear me. I'm going to kill somebody. Okay, can you hear me? No, you can't. Now you can't see me? Who have I got? Oh. Who have I got? Who can I see? I don't know who I can see. Who can I see in my camera? Oh, there. There we go, look. Okay, so this is how it is. If you want people here to hear you, you have to talk really loudly. Everyone will be able to hear you on the live stream, whatever happens, even if it kills me.
Right, you ready? I'd like to say a few words in support of the women of Iran. As you know, it's a country where women bear the brunt of religious and cultural oppression. Back in 1936, under the old Shah, women were banned from wearing the veil. If they went out wearing the veil, the police would harass them, and that upset conservative Muslim women so much that they reportedly just stayed at home and wouldn't go out. After the Islamic Revolution in 1979, it became illegal for women to go out not wearing a veil. The punishments had been just horrendous, just unimaginable. In Ophelia Benson's book called Why Does God Hate Women?, she recounts the story of a 55-year-old woman who was sentenced to 80 lashes because a bit of her hair was showing. Her veil had slipped back. She was handcuffed face down to a wooden bed by two men, and the whipping began. She said it was the total helplessness and subjugation, the lack of power, being robbed of dignity. It was a disgusting experience, so degrading and as violating in its way as rape. The mental scars were much, much worse than the physical pain, she said. And don't imagine it was a rare incident. In fact, some 100 women were arrested and sentenced at around the same time. But that was over 2 decades ago. Have things got any better? As you probably know, back in September this year, a young woman who probably hadn't even been born back then was arrested by the so-called morality police for the same heinous crime, showing a bit of hair. Her name was Masa Amini, and she died after 3 days in police custody. She was 22 years old, and so began the women's revolution in Iran. And let's not forget, this isn't just about controlling women. Homosexuality is specifically illegal in Iran. lesbians have been stoned to death. The only way, if you're gay, if you're discovered to be gay, the only way to avoid the death penalty is to pretend to be transgender and accept so-called sex reassignment surgery, which is subsidised by the government, which is very often botched and which doesn't protect them from social stigma and discrimination anyway. But pretending to feel born in the wrong body won't help Zara Siddiqui Hamadani and Ilham Tudbar, who a couple of months ago were convicted and sentenced to death for being lesbians and for their online campaigning activities. Since the death of Mahsa Amini, over 400 protesters have been killed, including some 60 minors. What is happening is the beginning of the end of the theocratic, misogynistic, homophobic Islamist regime in Iran, and by God, it's been a long time coming. Yesterday, many of us gathered in Piccadilly Circus to cut off locks of our hair in solidarity with the women of Iran, where the burning of the hijabs and the public cutting of their hair is a massive symbol of defiance, and I can hardly believe I'm saying those words in the 21st century. The hair that was collected will be delivered to the British Foreign Office and the Embassy of the Islamic Republic of Iran in London in a few weeks' time. In the meantime, I've still got plenty more hair left, and I can spare some in solidarity with the women of Iran. Here we go. For the women in Iran. Freedom! Thank you.
When we were in Cardiff, there was a protest of Iranians. It was just so incredibly moving, and it's the war on women is multifaceted. We have our own kind, which at the moment isn't killing anyone, but it's not saying it isn't without cost. And I sort of feel like in this country we have a duty to women all over the world to actually win this particular argument, to ensure that we don't lose a single one of the rights that women before us have fought so hard for, because we can do it, so we must. Okay. I have to have two microphones, and I can't work out which one bloody works. Would you like to speak? Let me just, I don't know why I've got an umbrella, my hair's bloody blue. Press charges.
Okay, I was too at the movement yesterday for women's rights. Women who have lost their rights a long time ago and they're trying to get them back. Women life freedom movement is a very important thing as well with us. The very first thing we need to do is to change the Gender Recognition Act. That's our priority. Because if we can't say what a woman is, we can't get our rights. It's very important. Remember, no one here voted for the Gender Recognition Act. We didn't have that vote. We did not have that vote. We need to fight for our rights because it undermines human rights, the human rights of women. We've seen that in Iran. My grandparents on my mother's side were born in Iran. My aunt and my cousins lived in Iran during the revolution. They lost all their rights. They lost their rights to be educated. They lost their freedom to wear what they wanted, and they were compelled, women, children, young girls were compelled to wear a veil against their will. They lost their rights to inheritance. They lost their rights in law. They were raped in prison. They lost so many things. And now they are fighting back. And they want us to fight for women's rights here, so that we can then join them in the overall worldwide women's rights movement. It's important. We need to make that difference, and we can make it here. We are making back all those things for over many years that we have lost. But the first thing, our priority must be the Gender Recognition Act. Because it gives a fictional, it's not based on reality. Truth matters. Really, truth matters. And if we don't rein back on that, or we don't repeal that act, we're giving rights to fictional, subjective feeling over biological sex facts. And we need to change it. I've been writing to MPs. I've been campaigning for that right, for women's rights to us. It's not just about women. We need everyone to be involved. Every single person needs to be involved, because we weren't given the vote. We weren't asked our opinion. Parliament decided, and an act came into being in 2004. Well, what has that led to? Mermaids, Stonewall, acting out. What we're having in our schools, trans ideology, like a new kind of religion in our schools. We don't need that. What we need is for schools to teach the 3 R's, maths, English and writing skills. We don't want ideologies taught. We need to stick to facts and truth. Truth matters. And I will say again, women, life, freedom. Okay? We need to fight together. Thank you.
Let me have that. Used these in Cardiff and they were fine. Let me just double. Oh, I hate everyone. I'm just testing the microphones. Oh, they're getting picked up. Shut up. Okay, I suggest what we do, just to enable sound a little bit better, is as a collective, we all move that way, and then they can stay there, and everything. Oh, that'd be lovely. Thank you so much. Sorry. We're just all gonna in fact, if I walk in between you there, can I go just through that way? Is that all right, my lovely? Thank you so much. Okay, so I'm gonna plonk this here, and then people at home might have a chance to see and hear. That's amazing, thank you. See, I'm talking into this and I can see it. So I guess it's something to do with the gain function. If only I had a sound man or woman. I guess for them, this is like an actual version of what's happening to them, which is reality just moves further and further away. So think of us like reality.
Hello, reality ladies.
Metaphorically, just moving away. Okay, so oh look, I'm not a vet, but that's definitely a dog. And my cat has not been harmed. If you watch Trigonometry, I haven't cut her legs off, or her tail, or her ears. But she's still a really annoying cat. Who else would like
so I've just been singing at them. No surgery for me. No surgery for me.
No surgery for me.
I can't accept myself.
Hey!
Pharmacology for me. Come on.
No pharmacology for me. No pharmacology for me.
Why?
Doesn't accept myself.
I know you're a man and I know you know it too.
I know you're a man and I know you know it too. I know you're a man and I know you know it too.
Why don't you accept yourself? No surgery for me.
No surgery for me. No surgery for me.
'Cause
I can't accept myself.
One more time.
No pharmacology for me. No pharmacology for me. No pharmacology for me. 'Cause I can't accept myself. Thank you.
No shame for me.
No shame for me.
Only pride for me. 'Cause I can't accept myself. Yay. They didn't like it. It shut them up. That and asking them pointedly, are you a lesbian? And I got one taker. Actually, it was really funny because it was a guy, a pedestrian, you know. They said, yeah, I am. And I thought, brilliant. They said, I can get away with it. I was saying to the woman in the crowd who claimed, would you sleep with him? No answer. You know what I mean?
Maybe it was a yes.
Well, I mean, you know, each to their own and all that. But that's not a lesbian because, you know, no one with a penis is a lesbian, right?
Yes.
Right, Magdalene. I'm going to leave it there because we'll get roasted. Okay, come and get it. Thank you so much and well done. We love you, Posey!